Now, in another terrifying moment, Trump casually says, as a result of the China tariffs, a lot of the stuff we don't need, and we'll have some open shelves, someone said, but you know what? Maybe you'll have two options for dolls instead of 30.
And I told you before, they're having tremendous difficulty because their factories are not doing business. They made $1 trillion with Biden, $1 trillion, even $1.1 trillion with Biden selling us stuff. Much of it we don't need. Somebody said, oh, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have 2 dolls instead of 30 dolls, and maybe the 2 dolls will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But
now, unfortunately, Trump says, well, maybe kids will only have 2 dolls to choose from rather than 30, and maybe they'll cost a couple of dollars more. And this shows such a fundamental lack of understanding of the percentages and ratios and proportions that are implicit here. If you really are talking about 2 dolls instead of 30 with level demand, it's not going to be a couple of bucks more, because all of a sudden, all of the demand for dolls is going to be distributed over a fraction of the availability. 2 dolls instead of 30. That's less than 10% of the dolls that were previously available. So I'm with you in the sense that a lot of this cheap Chinese crap, I'm sort of a minimalist at heart. I try not to buy anything I don't genuinely need, even stuff for the show where it's like, well, I don't know exactly which cable I need. Let me get like 3 or 4 different cables and just like whatever. No, I really try to be thoughtful and not have any extra stuff. But to the extent that this is going to be affordable for the American people, if we have 2 dolls instead of 30, we're talking about hundreds of a percent increase in price, not a couple of dollars more.